located on Highways 154 and 37, sits this episode of Small Town, Texas. Formed in 1850 as the Wood County seat, Quitman was named for John A. Quitman, who served as a general during the Mexican War and who's also a governor of Mississippi and the former governor of Mexico City during its occupation. Quitman was slow to grow early on due to there being very little transportation options at the time. Within 20 years, the population had grown to 320. Now, the Texas and Pacific Railway wanted to locate a new depot in Wood County and demanded $100,000 in county bonds to help finance the line coming in from Longview. New Quitman resident James Hogg, who was in his political infancy, headed up a fight to stop the subsidy and eventually won. The railroad moved on anyway, but headed for the town of Sodom, now Mineola, and built their depot there. In 1904, the population was around 370, but even with this small number of residents, Quitman still went on to become a major service center for many of the farmers in the area. The population began to look a little better around 1930 with an estimated count of about 950 people, but the discovery of oil and the happening of World War II helped the town to turn things around. Several lakes opened in the area during the 1950s, and that spurred a little more growth. The population in 1980 stood near 1,900. By 1984, the town had a hospital, a weekly newspaper, library, and a couple of banks. By 2019, the population had grown to 2,115. Now, Quitman is home to Mary Elizabeth Spacek, known by her brothers and to the rest of us as Sissy Spacek. She was born on Christmas Day of 1949 in Quitman and is best known for her 1980 performance in Coal Miner's Daughter and the 1976 thriller Carrie. Welcome to Quitman, Texas. Now, just south of downtown is the Governor Jim Hogg City Park, a 27-acre park that opened in 1950 and is named for the first native-born governor of Texas. The park has 3 museums, the Honeymoon Cottage and the first home of Jim Hogg and his wife Sarah, and it features some of the original furnishings inside the home. The Stinson House, built in 1869, was owned by Sarah's parents when they first moved to Texas, and on special occasions, visitors can watch the Stinson House quilters work at their craft. The park is located on the Old Settlers Reunion ground, and the land was donated to the city from the Settlers Reunion Association, with additional land being donated in 1970 by Hogg. The park is also home to the Wood County Arboretum, featuring butterfly pollination gardens, and the George Bridge, a 1904 pony truss bridge that once crossed Lake Fork Creek on a county road west of Quitman. There's a wonderful covered outdoor theater that sits on the south side of the park, close to a large children's playground, complete with musical instruments, a basketball court, and splash pad. Located on Morris Avenue, right underneath the old water tower, sits Moody Stadium. Moody is one of the oldest stadiums in East Texas, having been built in 1948. The seating capacity for the stadium is 2,551 fans and still boasts the original stone bleachers that are still in use today from those early seasons. Once called Grid Field, it's now named for Preston Burnett Bud Moody, a star athlete from Mineola High School. Now, Bud pretty much lettered in every single sport he participated in and went on to coach at Quitman from 1954 into 1955. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our little tour of Quitman, Texas. It's definitely worth the trip. There are lots of locally owned restaurants in and around the downtown area to satisfy anyone's taste. Believe me, it was a hard choice to make. We can tell you that if you're lucky enough to get there before he runs out, stop by the Little Red Trailer on South Main and grab you some barbecue from Judge Hunt's. You won't be disappointed. Well, we're off to our next small town, and we really hope you'll stick around and check it out with us. If you like what you've seen in this small town, make sure you check out all of our other episodes as well. Until next time, y'all take care.